brother.
How long you been working for the police for?
13 years.
What got you involved in the program?
Say again?
What got you involved with the program?
Nothing really else to do. I mean, I was in the military before, but, you know, as you get older and as you mature,
It was like kind of a calmer job.
you trust law enforcement a lot more. And you gotta still do fun stuff.
Right.
You gotta chase people rather than rough up cops.
Yeah. What'd you do in the military, if you don't mind me asking?
Yeah, I was the infantryman.
Oh, nice. For the Army?
Yeah. So, you know, it's very similar in some ways.
Did you fall off into like any other divisions of the military, or only the
No, yeah, I went to logistics.
was that through like the Air Force or still the Army? Or?
Yeah, still the Army.
Okay. Cool.
How old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm 26.
Still young.
Yeah.
Good age.
Yeah. I know. I was hoping to do something like that. I was telling the other officer, I got caught in like a neurological identity fraud court case.
Neurological?
Yeah.
How did it become neurological?
I dropped out of high school, and I was already a prospect into what is it? I don't think they're military, but like into a like law firm, into the Secret Service.
Wait, say that again?
So I dropped out of high school,
Okay.
and I was already a prospect to become like a detective in like small things from the Secret Service. But it became neurological because nobody really tells me to my face, but that's kind of what I got going on. I was telling him I kind of they sold my identity. Somehow they stole my social security number, and then that put me in the witness protection program. Not like working for them, like under their protection. And that's what like the neurological part falls onto it. Even though it's like there's real paperwork and like there's real court cases, and I have like actual like under my trust and like my I don't know what the case number. I don't know the case number, but since it's identity fraud, it's hard for me to like gain like a grasp on it, like spiraling out of control, because like there's lawyers, there's attorneys, and like there's people that are involved in trying to help me get that solved. But it was like kind of like a data breach leak, because if I was a prospect for them, then that became kind of like, I don't know who it got sold to or where it got sold, but next thing you know, they're telling me that they have people that kind of look like me, and that they know that it's not me, so I have nothing to worry about. Like, they know who I am. But like it could be like it was kind of like a breach in like a terrorist zone, where like people would come illegally from the country, and my identity was one of the identities that they would try to sneak under, and try to become a civilian, and they would hide under my identity because my number was leaked. And so I kind of got screwed over with that, and I haven't really been able to do much. And that's kind of what I got going on with like the job agencies. They can only hire me so much, because if I'm working in a factory with automated big machines, they don't really want some unknown illegal immigrant walking up to me, because they kind of know how to steal my identity, and next you know they're pushing me in a machine and there's no one around to protect me. So it's like work has been hard and like all that stuff's been hard. But I wanted to be deployed when I was 17. I wanted to be deployed, but they told me I couldn't. Not because of that, they just told me I couldn't, but I wanted to be an Air Force pilot off of a Navy ship. But they said that would have to be way down later in life. And then I would have been a detective, like a forensic detective. But with the identity fraud and everything, there's too, like they can't give me a job. Like I don't know what offices they would have had records for me in, and like who would have been accountable for my information. But from the people that I do hear from, this is the best they could do for me, is kind of put me in a safe spot and not say anything, and they can't help me with their personal money because that breaches like the civil court law. They would become an accomplice when they're trying to be my defendants, and so that would even though I was proven innocent and stuff, it was only the court case was like it only came to a closure like a few years ago. So they still can't really help me without them being legally liable as an accomplice rather than like a defendant for myself. So I'm kind of stuck on my own. And through that, I lost my parents when I was real young. I lost my parents when I was like 3 years old.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so I've been going and like I grew up with like the kid. I still went to school and everything, but I went to school under the witness protection program. And when the other kids found that out, they would start bullying me. Like not like physically, but like they would mentally abuse me, and like they would block the path that I needed to take. And the witness protection program is a peaceful defendant. Like they're not aggressive, so they couldn't do anything. I just had to sit there and watch my life fall apart.
You're out here in California?
Yeah. I was born in Pasadena.
Oh, okay. Then you stayed after your parents passed away. You stayed up there?
Yeah, I don't know if they passed away. Are you spiritual in any way? Like, not to be like kind of awkward and like the homeless speaker, but like, are you like heritagely spiritual or like cultured in like an essence? Cause like I don't know my father. I never really met him. I don't like to say it because the network that it brings, and it does sound a little crazy, but like from what people have told me, he's Zeus, and to me that's just like another dude. Like his real name is David or something like that. I found out, but like in like a spiritual like essence of like religion and culture, people are like, oh, the great almighty, like whoever that is, and that's when people started to they started to like mentally and like neurologically like bully me, and then it would make the paperwork within the court system hard for him to regain authority of me being a child. And then after I became of age to be an adult, he kind of can get like back to me, and that's like the best thing I know. Since I've never known anyone, and like the only people I do know are like lawyers and attorneys that like hide their identity due to them not wanting to breach the legal system and be accomplices and lose their authority to defend my rights. Yeah, so I get stuck in that position a lot. Right? And that's like, that comes into like all my, like, cause with the social security card and whatever, like that's how they get my like that's what holds my information of like my banking when I work. That's what has like my 401ks and all that. And somehow like that YouTube business is like an underground operation of social media influencers that are like, I call it a loan shark business, but some people explained it to me as like an undergoing operation to try to find out who's trying to abuse their authority and manipulate my life for the worse and try to get me back on track into being like a normal citizen and stuff like that. Because like going through all that, like my rights were like practically stripped from what I had.
What's your plan?
So it was neurologically identity fraud and like false stolen valor of like treason and stuff. And I got proven innocent back in like 2020. It was like between 2019 to like 2023. I got proven innocent. And lately, I've been noticing a lot where like the lawyers are now introducing me to like actual authorities, but they do it in like suits and ties and stuff like that. And they're introducing and they're trying to like explain to me like they kind of hang around me to like make sure that I don't have like PTSD, like civilian PTSD conditioning, to where like I throw outrages and like where I'm not getting abnormally drunk or like trying to self-harm myself and stuff like that. And from what I see it, they're gonna kind of like put me in like a protected witness home and maybe like a monitored job until like all like the dust clears out. And then what I'm hoping is they kind of put me back on the path of like where I could work for what I wanted to do for work. But I don't know how big that breach was, and I don't know if I endangered any other people that were gonna work with me. I don't know if I endangered them, and then if I did endanger the names of who they are and stuff, and like maybe they won't be able to work, because if you gotta go overseas to a foreign domestic country, like and you're flying under the radar, but the enemy knows who you are, like they have pictures and your names and all that. One, they're not gonna want to do it with me, and two, like that's like a severe like safety danger to be exposed. So I tried to so I'm not too sure what's gonna go on. To me, it's like if I do get my job back, to me it's never really a big deal, because I was gonna be a detective in the city, and if I did go overseas, I was gonna be stationed on a boat as a jet fighter. So I don't really do for like interrogation and extraction. So I kind of work alone, but it still doesn't change the fact that people that would have worked with me could have been exposed in the process, and then I would have been then that screws everything up. And it's just tough. So that's why I call like all that social. They turned out to be cool. I talked to him for a minute. I'm not gonna get into the situation that happened. That's none of my business or concern. I knew he was gonna come talk up to me. I could have avoided it completely, but I kind of just didn't care. I just wanted to see what would happen. But at one point, my video card got full, so the videos just stopped recording, and they were talking to me for a little. I don't know what got recorded and what didn't, but they were just talking and so yeah, that's that. Now I'm just gonna go get some ramen. I'm gonna end the video here, and I'm probably gonna split it up into a couple parts like I did the last one, because the video got full. But I'll see you guys when I see you, and I'll try to get another video in later or something.